Hey girlfriends, I am so excited to bring you something new today. A segment I've been working on and I've been wanting to launch it for a while now. So let's get started. Every week I answer real questions from you girlfriends. Got something on your mind? Drop it in the comments and I might feature it right here. These are some questions that I've been getting and I want to start with this first one here. I got my notes and everything, so the question was, is it really too late to want something new at this stage? Girlfriends, it's never too late. As a matter of fact, this is the perfect time, especially if you're no longer tied to a 9 to 5 job. I remember the stress, and once I was no longer on someone else's time, schedule, things became so much clearer. It gave me the time to really think about what I want to do. I might be up in age, but my mind is always busy. As a result, I've opened up a new path for myself, exploring opportunities in all areas. So I'd say this is the best part of your life, the part you get to live on your own terms. Remember, girlfriends, this isn't about starting over. It's about rediscovering what's always been there, waiting for your attention. Okay, here's another question. How do you know if you're starting over or starting again after 60? Well, starting over is like wiping the slate clean, letting part of no longer serves you, and closing a chapter of your life you're done with. It's a new beginning, and that's always exciting. Starting again is where rediscovery begins. It's all of the things you put on hold in order to be a wife, a mother, a caretaker, etc., etc. The hobbies that you stopped doing because you didn't have the time. Maybe a career you never started that now you have time for. Maybe you used to travel and life put a hold on that. But that's the beauty of coming back to all of this, after 60. So, ask yourself, girlfriend, is this a clean slate you're after? Or is it something you set down a long time ago, just waiting for you to pick it back up? All right now. What do they do when they push you out and act like it's your fault? I love this question. First of all, girlfriend, when it comes to jobs, especially in the corporate arena, no matter how competent you are, no matter if you're employee of the month, no matter how long you've worked there, you should never get too comfortable. A corporation is nothing but a revolving door. You go in, you interview, you get hired, do what's commanded of you, and be prepared to have an end date. I'm serious. It's no longer like the olden days when you worked for a company for like 40 something years and then they give you a retirement party and a gold watch. In their mind, you're always expendable, especially the older you get. The best thing to do is have other options in mind. Start thinking about what else you like to do. 9 times out of 10, they'll bring in a younger person and give you an excuse. You're slowing down. You're making too many mistakes. And even if it's not true, you know what that's called? That's called ageism. But they won't say that word out loud because it's against the law. So, if it happens to you, they're doing you a favor. And here's what's so ironic about the whole situation. They don't realize the day is coming when they'll be in the same situation. They never think about that. And girlfriends, the day is coming when they'll be sitting right where you are, but you'll already be 3 steps ahead of them, building a life that you actually want. This is probably my favorite question. How do I stop caring about what people think about how I dress, live, or show up at this age? You know, somebody's always got something to say. Always. And you know what I also think? I think usually when you get like complaints like that, it's because they're afraid to do it themselves. You know what I mean? But I wanted to say that I know this might surprise you, but that as you get older, your beliefs change, and it comes from within. I learned that by watching my mom in her 60s. She was always polite and kind and patient, until one day we were out at a restaurant and something had happened. I don't know. She was having a go back and forth with I think it was one of the servers or something like that. And something made her mad. And all of a sudden, she just let loose. That was the first time that I ever heard her swear. Loudly. My eyeballs almost fell out. I was like, Mom. She was never out of character. But from that day on, nothing she did surprised me. To this day, I'm the same way. When it comes to opinions, fashion, what I choose for me. I choose when I wake up, when I go to sleep. I don't care if I want to have ice cream at 6 o'clock a.m. I'm doing that, you know? If I want to put on something and I think it's funky, as long as it makes me feel good and I got, I don't care, okay? I am on a mission to make myself happy. No one gets to say on how I feel or what I should wear. At 50, I went out on a whim and I got my nose pierced, as you can see, right? Not once, but twice. I also have like about 5 holes pierced in my ear on one side, But it was so liberating, My kids were shocked. Mom, I think they think we're supposed to be sitting in a rocking chair with blue hair, waiting on them to call. You know what I mean? But you know what? I didn't care. And that was the first of many things I've done. Just because I wanted to. That's the mindset that you should have. We are not going to be here forever. And once you pass that 60 mark, life starts to look better and better. Enjoy it. Make the best of each day. I thank God for waking me up each morning, and I set off to do what I want to do. So, live your life, girlfriend. You only got once to do that. So I'm going to end with an affirmation. Asking the question doesn't mean I failed. It means I'm still growing. What's a question that you've been sitting on quietly? This is your permission, girlfriends, to say it out loud. Until next time, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.